So I think I did mention at the beginning there is also an award, and I don't know whether you're anxiously waiting, but I know the finalists are probably very anxiously waiting to find out who the final winner is. And to announce that winner is Sylvia Tamale, who was a judge alongside Eusebia Sensonke. She's a leading African feminist who teaches law in Uganda. She's published extensively on issues of gender and identity, serving as a visiting professor at various academic institutions globally, as well as serving on several international human rights boards. She's the first female dean at the School of Law at Makerere University. I'm kind of proud to say that my father taught at Makerere University in the early 70s, so I already feel a certain bond with this space. Sylvia holds a Bachelor of Law from Makerere, a Master's in Law from Harvard Law School, and a PhD in Sociology and Feminist Studies from the University of Minnesota. Please welcome Sylvia Tamale.
Thank you very much. Thank you all. Unlike Sisonke and Eusebius here, I have the privilege to be here in flesh, so the other foundation cannot edit. And by the way, that name, the other foundation, whoever thought about that name was a genius. Because it's an activist name. Whenever you say it, you have to explain it. This morning, I rang the reception at Southern Sun, next door where I'm staying. And I asked them, can you please tell me the venue where the other foundation's event is going to be? Say, the other from what? Which one is the other? Which is the first one? So you always have to explain what it is. So I'm really privileged. I was very privileged to be part of the panel that reviewed the entries. And what I'm going to do, I'll first talk very briefly about how I felt about the process of judging or reviewing, and then I will announce the winners. So, unlike Sisonke and Eusebius, I am not an artist. I'm not, a professional writer. Well, I'm a lawyer. Okay, I was trained to think. I was trained to rethink, to read and reread, to analyze and reanalyze. But my training taught me to do all this within the arcane and frosted thickets of the cold law, to argue along normative and traditional lines. So needless to say, I have always been uncomfortable with my legal mind, which is partly the reason why I entered the doors of sociology and feminist studies for my PhD. So participating in this process brought out to me in very bold relief what many of you seated around here this evening must have always known and must live every day. The magic and power of woven words, of visual images, that words can sing and dance on pages in very transformative ways, that visual images can speak and echo louder than a million words, that these genres can touch our very core in ways that the distant and cold legalese can never achieve. So I'm also a teacher, as you heard. The lecture room for me is my political platform for transformational change. experience has taught me that the most effective way to shift students' consciousness in the staid walls of the law lecture rooms is through multidisciplinary approach. One that connects what the students are learning to their lived experiences. The process of reviewing and assessing the rich material which was submitted for the award was invaluable in providing me with ideas and material for my classes. It was so refreshing, so inspiring. It also left me in awe about the striking brilliance and abundant talent on our continent. Ladies and gentlemen, we must tell our own stories. What better way to teach gender and the law, to raise awareness about issues such as gender-based violence, inclusivity, diversity, hate crime, history, and so on, than telling stories, reading poetry, using visual art. Many of you must have listened to the stunning ode that the poet Tony Walsh delivered at the vigil of the Manchester bomb victims 2 days ago. You'll all agree with me that are familiar to urban Africans, to slums and neighborhoods we all navigate. The woman in this collection is a stand-in for all of us. She is lesbian and a gay man. She's a successful woman, a prostitute. She's the embodiment of everything other that does not fit. That is a stranger in the very communities in which we are born. She's also triumphant and unapologetic and awkward and deeply vulnerable, while also continuing to simply be who she is. The choice of purple hair, the color purple as it were, is glorious and dangerous and heartbreaking because it is so singular and brave. We unanimously chose this as our co-winner. We are excited about the conversations this will inspire in an age of Instagram. Thank you very much, Sarah. So Sarah is here. Can you please come? The two winners happened coincidentally to be from Kenya, but from Sarah's name, I know she's from Uganda. And she's just whispered in my ear in Uganda. What did you do? I'm supposed to. Give it to me, and then okay, photo. Sarah, thank you very much, and congratulations. Thank you. So Sarah will say a few words, if you don't mind.
Wow, this is so unexpected. Goodness. Thank you so much to Jacana Media and the other foundation for even looking at my work and for including it in the anthology, and of course for this award. You know, when I set out to do this project, it was just as Sylvia said, as much as it was about albinism, it was also about I think all of us and the isolation that we feel for whatever various reasons, and I think it touched a core in everyone, and of course I want to thank Florence, who was the subject of the work. And even as people speak about her purple hair and her strength and her courage, that wasn't an act. That was who she was, and I think that that's what made the work so powerful. Thanks again, and I would just say to all the other people whose work is in the anthology and all the people who submitted their work to continue to tell our stories and how powerful it is to continue to tell our stories. To all the writers and photographers and graffiti writers and actresses and singers and all creatives, just continue to tell your stories.